Hi friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'll be reviewing one of my favorite things in the bookish world, the Fairyloot Romantasy subscription box. If you love fantasy, romance, and collecting beautiful books, then this video is for you. Make sure to subscribe and stick around so you don't miss out on any future cozy bookish content, and let's get into it. Fairyloot has a couple different subscription boxes, and I personally have the Romantasy subscription, and that is what I will be reviewing today. In addition to the Romantasy box, they also offer a YA fantasy box and an adult fantasy box. They also offer different combos, so you could get just 2 out of the 3 or 3, like all 3 of them. Like any other subscription box, they do arrive at your door every month. Each month you get a gorgeous special edition copy of a book. So if you have the Romantasy box like me, you're getting a gorgeous, stunning, perfect, beautiful Romantasy book every month. Think romance, fantasy, yes there is some spice, and I don't know, they're just stunning. Something to note is the website does say that this subscription box is 18 and up, so just keep that in mind. These editions are truly so stunning. They have custom covers, sprayed edges, beautiful end papers. Most of the books are even signed by the author, which I think is such a cool touch for collectors. Like I said, you can subscribe to just 1 box, or you can subscribe to 2, or you can subscribe to get all 3 books. If you are gonna sign up for getting 1 book a month, it's gonna run you about $30 a month. And then if you want 2, it's about $50. And if you want all 3, it's about $85 per month. Okay, it's time for my honest review. And honestly, I'm obsessed with it. I love this box so much. Is this subscription box a splurge? Yes, absolutely. However, for someone like me who, my hobby is not just reading, my hobby is also books. I love buying new books. I love displaying them. I love annotating in them. I love books just as much as I love reading. So for me, it's worth it. Now, I will say for this Romantasy box in specific, I can't speak for the other 2. Most of, if not all of the books that you do get are on Kindle Unlimited. So if you're trying to still enjoy these books and you are really just looking for books, I guess, for the lowest possible price, you can just read them all on Kindle Unlimited. And I will also say, sometimes I do read them on Kindle Unlimited, even if I have the special edition or the physical copy in my hands. But for me, getting to collect such beautiful editions, lining them all up on my shelf, displaying them, plus how exciting it is to get a surprise book every single month is just so much fun. There are some, I think, Instagram accounts that have like spoilers and predictions for whatever book it is every month, and I personally don't like looking at that, but you could if you don't want it to be a surprise. I also think that this subscription box is a great way to discover new authors. I found some 5-star reads out of this box, and I mean specifically Heavenly Bodies. Getting Heavenly Bodies, a special edition, crazy. I'm obsessed. I will say though, some of these books are giving major Kindle Unlimited vibes, which if you know, you know. However, I think that's to be expected with any subscription book box that you have. You're not gonna vibe with every single book that you get. That's just kind of the name of the game. Another perk we definitely need to discuss is the fact that when you have an active subscription with Fairyloot, you also get early access to some of their special editions that they're releasing outside of their subscription boxes. I hope that makes sense. I will admit the main reason that I started this subscription back in 2024, a year ago, literally like a year ago, was because I really wanted to get the Throne of Glass special editions. And yes, you can get those editions if you are not an active member. However, you get early access, and so the odds of actually being able to get one are a lot higher if you have a subscription. Their books sell out so fast, and I knew that for something like Throne of Glass, it was going to be gone immediately. So I was doing everything I could in order to make sure I would secure the bag, you know? I will say though, there was a bit of drama surrounding the Throne of Glass special editions where they were going to have the pre-order for it, I think like a year ago, and they ended up postponing it because they were getting a lot of feedback on the editions. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword there. On one side, I'm disappointed that I never got to order or pre-order these special editions that I'm really excited about and really want. However, I do appreciate that the brand is taking feedback into consideration from the customers. I personally would have been happy with those special editions as they were, but I do understand where a lot of people were coming from. So I don't know very much about the whole situation. I just want some special editions, you know? One thing that's important to know before you jump into getting one of these subscription boxes is for Fairyloot specifically, you only get 4 skips a year. So if something comes up and maybe you want to save money and not spend the $30, or if you have the 3-book box, $85, or if you see spoilers and you're just not interested in the book, for whatever reason you want to skip, you're only allowed to do it 4 times a year. I personally have not found very many reasons or times where I wanted to skip, so I've only skipped once in the entire year that I've had it, and that's obviously just how it's going for me, but if you foresee that being a problem of wanting to skip more than 4 times a year, then definitely keep that in mind. This skipping situation is definitely more strict and different than other book subscription services, but I do think it's kind of fair. Fairyloot does have quite a long wait list. I think I ended up waiting over 6 months to get into Fairyloot. So it does kind of make sense that if there's somebody taking a spot for the subscription, that if they keep canceling or skipping, then we gotta let someone else on the wait list join it. So I feel like it kind of makes sense. I also want to touch on the shipping process as well. No tea, no shade. Actually, kind of tea, kind of shade. I have subscribed to another book box and it took over 6 months for my book to arrive. My July box didn't get there until January. That is not the case here. Fairyloot has been so good and so quick and just so reliable with their shipping in general. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a very basic thing that should be required of any book subscription box, and I understand how potentially things can get backed up if you're making special editions. Be upfront and tell me when I'm going to be getting the books. But if you're going to be calling it a monthly subscription box, I better be getting books every month. Like I said, I have been subscribed to Fairyloot for over a year now, and I wanted to go over some of the books. To start off, I'm currently reading Iron and Embers by Helen Scher. I really like this one so far. I haven't heard a bunch about this book before. I think I did see one bookish creator read it and say that she liked it, but that's basically all I know about it. But this edition is stunning. Like wow. This did come with a dust jacket, obviously, and I just am not using it because the actual hardback of this is too pretty. It is too pretty, and I must read it in this way. This book also, I think for the first time, I don't know that I've had any other books that have had this, but it has a ribbon bookmark in it as well, which is really nice and adds just like an extra layer of coolness to it. I really like the story so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I am reading it on Kindle Unlimited as well as reading my physical edition, mainly because I like to read in bed, but I don't want to have a light on, so I will read my Kindle when it's dark and then read the physical copy during the day. Judge me if you will, but I love that. So I do have really high expectations for that book. I'm already really liking it. I think I'm gonna rate it pretty highly once we get to the end. But another book I did get and is 5 stars was Heavenly Bodies by Amani Ebru. I love this book so much, and having a special edition of this makes my heart so happy. Like, this is perfect. I love everything about this. Another 5-star read that I got from this box was Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. This one is like dragons and secrets and enemies to lovers. I feel like most of these are enemies to lovers. I just absolutely love how diverse these books are. So for example, this one's about dragons. This one is not about dragons. This one's like about gods and fate, and then this one is about a poisoner. a woman who like is into alchemy and is poisoning people. So I don't know obviously how this one ends, but these books already are just so different from one another. So you're not getting the same thing over and over again. You might be getting kind of like similar tropes over and over again, but I digress. The next couple of books I didn't actually rate all that highly. None of these are below 2 stars, I will say. So for me, a 3-star is still a book that I would recommend to someone if it is fitting specific like needs or interests of whoever I'm recommending it to. So for example, this book, A Curse of Blood and Wolves, I think this is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling situation. I think. I don't know that for certain. This I think is one of the very first books I got from them. You can also tell like from this edition to those past couple I just showed you, their designs have gotten a lot better, I would say. Not that they were bad in the beginning. Like this is still a beautiful, stunning copy of this book, but I do think they have upped their game and every book gets better and better in the design and just overall how the book is made. Yeah, I don't know. So this one was fun. This was definitely giving Kindle Unlimited. Next is Lore of the Wilds by Annalie Sprano. Sorry for butchering that. I did enjoy this book. I think it was more of a 3 to 4 star range. This one was unexpected. This one had a cozy like library vibe to it, and that was good. That was fun. It was just a joy to read, and now I have this beautiful edition of this book for my bookshelf. Next is The Coven. Like I said, this is definitely Kindle Unlimited vibes, and I think this book is now getting, or has recently been, traditionally published. So it was an indie author who is now getting traditionally published, which is really cool. There are a couple books in this series, so I would be interested to see if they end up, well, they're probably never going to send a second book in a series, right? But I would be interested to see if they end up doing special editions for the next couple books in the series, because I would like to continue the series and then also have all of the special editions on my shelf. I should look into that. Next is Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. This one was, I would say, the most interesting out of all of the books that I've gotten so far or have read so far. Actually, this book isn't all that heavy on the romance, but it's like insinuating a lot, I would say. From what I understand, the next couple books in this series do get a little heavier on the romance. So yeah, but this one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it was fun. It was a good time. Very Kindle Unlimited, but it was good. Okay, in all honesty, I do have 4 books that I haven't read yet. This is my most recent one that I've received. So this was from April 2025. This is The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. This one looks and sounds so good. So good. I'm so interested in reading this one. Each of these copies does come with like a little card that kind of explains a little bit more about the book. It has a fun little graphic, so this is what that looks like. The reason I haven't read all of these yet is because I have too many books. This is a me problem, not a Fairyloot problem. If I didn't have any other books on my TBR, I would absolutely 100% be reading these books next. But Emily Henry just released a new book, and so did Abby Jimenez. So how am I supposed to decide? That is clearly a me problem, not a you problem. Next is Nectar of the Wicked. This is actually one of the earlier books that I've received from them, and I still haven't read it yet, but I keep hearing so many good things about this book and about this series, so I definitely want to get into it, but I just have so many books and not enough time. And next is another one I want to read so bad. This is The Half King by Melissa Landers. This one also has been traditionally published, and I see it in Barnes & Noble all the time whenever I go. I want to read it. I want to know what's going on here. It looks and sounds so good, but alas, I can't yet. And finally, the last book that I have not read yet is Firebird by Juliet Cross. This one looks stunning, first of all. But second of all, it looks like the setting is going to be quite different from any of the other books that I have read from Fairyloot. So I'm really excited about that. There is a dragon on it. So out of all 12 of these books, only 2 of them, I think, even contain dragons. So I think that's pretty good. It keeps things very diverse. Honestly, I love a good dragon book, so give me more. But you can't have it all. And then I do think only 2 of them are retellings. So I wonder if they have some sort of like pattern, I guess. to like the types of books that are being released each year. So maybe there's only ever going to be 2 retellings. There's only ever going to be 2 about dragons and so on. There's also, I think, only 2 about vampires. I don't know. Okay, I'll stop yapping about all the books. Clearly, I like them all, and clearly they're worth it to me personally. But yeah, that's my take on Fairyloot's Romantasy subscription box. Again, I can't really speak for the YA box or the adult box. I will say though that I saw the YA people got a Rose Bargain special edition, which is so pretty. And I wish I had that. I do also think that in a perfect world, I would be subscribed to all 3 of them. I would love to get all 3 of these books every single month, but $85 is kind of a lot. So unless you subscribe, I don't think I'm gonna get there. Overall, if you are a Romantasy reader, if you are a fan of a beautiful book, I would highly recommend checking out this subscription box and signing up because it's incredible. But please let me know down below if you've tried Fairyloot. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any of the other boxes, let me know if you like them and if you think those books are also worth it. I would love to know. But that's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.